This is what Justin Trudeau has sent out today amid these job numbers. There are Canadians across the country who need our support. The job numbers released today are a difficult but important reminder of that. We're doing everything we can to make sure you get the support you need right now and in the weeks and months to come. All right, for more on that, we've got Canada's Employment and Workforce Development Minister Carla Qualtrough joining us now. Good to see you this morning, and thank you for taking the time. What do you make of the job numbers here?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, it really shows the real impact that this public health crisis is having on Canadians and communities across the country. As was said a minute ago, no sector is untouched, no province is untouched, no community is untouched by this.
It's interesting to think that, although it's cold comfort, of course, for people who have lost their jobs, that perhaps it was not as bad as some had predicted.
Yeah, I mean, small comfort. And for me, it really demonstrates how important it was for us to take the measures we did to support workers in particular as of March 15th, because this shows how much that was needed.
So the numbers are shocking, but can you give us a little more detail? Because it's so crucial to know the difference between whether these jobs are permanently lost or whether this is sort of a temporary furlough situation. In other words, this is sort of acute. It'll last for April, May, possibly into June, but those jobs are not gone altogether. They're just kind of on hold. What are you seeing?
As was just said, this doesn't reflect jobs where people were laid off, people were furloughed. As was said as well, there are people who want to work and can't find work. Another number I'll share is we've had 7.7 million people apply for the CERB since March 15th. So we know that a lot of people are waiting in the wings to jump back into the workforce, again, reinforcing how important our measures like the wage subsidy are. I think it'll be interesting to see May numbers, once now we've got the wage subsidy in place, how many people go from being unemployed and on the CERB to back into their jobs through the wage subsidy. It's really too early to tell a lot of this, but what it does tell us is how difficult these times are.
There are already some questions about that CERB and whether it'll be extended or not. Is that too soon at this point? I mean, we are only, in early May.
Yeah, well, people want to know, and as early as it feels, it's not that far away where the first 16 weeks of CERB will be expiring for people. So, of course, we're looking at this. We've said from the beginning we want to be there for workers and businesses through this. We want to position businesses in particular in the best possible place. So when the economy is ready to be flipped back on, there are businesses still there. We're talking about what the next phase of support will look like. A little premature, but again, I think once we know how many businesses take up the wage subsidy, we'll be in a much better position to know what comes next in terms of our support for workers.
I know that you're also watching closely how the provinces are reopening cautiously coast to coast. That's also a big factor, too, because, of course, as they start to reopen, people will be called back to their jobs.
Absolutely. And I think that's really key. And, you don't have to walk very far in any community in this country to know how many businesses aren't open, how many questions there are in Canada around, is my business first, is my business in the second wave? And as that all is factored in, it's pretty much time will tell what that looks like in terms of federal support.
Carla Qualtrough joining us, Employment Minister. Thank you so much for taking the time today, and we appreciate it.
My pleasure. Nice to speak with you.
You as well.